INTRO, the Black Superhero Paradox. Black superheroes are everywhere. We've got billion-dollar franchises like Black Panther, fan-favorite characters like Miles Morales, and cultural icons like Blade. At first glance, things look great. There's no shortage of black superheroes, right? But when you dig deeper, a problem starts to emerge. Why do black superheroes feel like they don't get the same respect as white ones? Why do so many of them come across as sidekicks, legacy characters, stereotypes, or copies? Why are their stories often shallow, inconsistent, or lacking the same creative depth and ambition? Today, we are taking a deep dive into the reality of black superheroes in comics, how they're written, why they often feel lacking, and what needs to change. Hey guys, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying this video, please support me by clicking the like button and subscribing to my channel. It really helps a lot in growing this small channel, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, let's get back to the video. 1. The sidekick syndrome. Are black heroes second-class characters? One of the biggest problems with black superheroes is that they rarely get to be original, independent icons from the start. Instead, they are often introduced as sidekicks, supporting characters, or legacy versions of existing white superheroes. Think about it. James Roddy Rhodes, War Machine, introduced as Iron Man's backup. Sam Wilson, Falcon, spent decades as Captain America's sidekick before finally taking over the mantle. John Stewart, Green Lantern, introduced as a replacement for Hal Jordan, not the main hero of his own series. Compare that to major white superheroes. Spider-Man, created as his own hero, not as someone's sidekick. Batman, a completely original character, not a legacy. Wolverine, an independent anti-hero from day one. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a pattern. When black superheroes are constantly introduced as extensions of white heroes, it reinforces the idea that they don't stand on their own. They feel like secondary options, like they wouldn't exist unless a white hero needed backup. And when they do take over the mantle, like Sam Wilson as Captain America or Jace Fox as Batman, it's usually temporary. It's never really their legacy, just a borrowed title. Even when they do become iconic, they often don't get the creative focus or world building that white heroes receive. Let's look at an example. Case study: Sam Wilson as Captain America. Sam Wilson's journey to becoming Captain America was a big deal. It was a moment of progress in comics, finally, a black man officially wielding the shield. But here's the issue. His run as Captain America was met with resistance, controversy, and a lack of long-term commitment from Marvel. Writers constantly had him struggling to prove himself. Many fans dismissed him as not the real Cap. Marvel eventually brought back Steve Rogers and Sam went back to being Falcon. Now, let's compare that to when Bucky Barnes became Captain America. Bucky took over the role without nearly as much pushback. His run was long, respected, and critically acclaimed. He was treated as a natural successor rather than an experiment. This highlights a double standard in comics. When white characters take over a legacy, it's seen as a serious, lasting shift. But when black heroes do it, it often feels temporary, like a phase rather than a true evolution of the character. 2. The copy-paste problem. Why do black heroes lack originality? The other major issue? Too many black superheroes feel like copies of existing white ones. Instead of crafting unique, original black heroes with their own mythology, publishers often take the easy route, make a black version of a white character. Miles Morales, a black/Latino Spider-Man. Jace Fox, a black Batman. Steel, a Superman-inspired black hero. Riri Williams, Ironheart, a young black girl replacing Iron Man. Let's be clear, some of these characters are fantastic in their own right. But we have to ask, would they exist if the original white versions weren't there first? Now, look at how Marvel and DC create white superheroes. They give them unique powers and skill sets, their own city or environment to shape their identity, completely fresh mythologies and villains. Wolverine isn't just another Captain America. Thor isn't Superman but with a hammer. Daredevil isn't Spider-Man but blind. But when it comes to black superheroes, the industry has a bad habit of just reskinning existing concepts instead of building something truly new. This makes black superheroes feel disposable. If they were introduced as second-rate versions, it's easier for publishers to phase them out when they're no longer popular. Case study, Miles Morales, the exception or the rule. Miles Morales is often held up as a success story. He's a Black/Latino Spider-Man and has become a beloved character. But his success is the exception, not the rule. For every Miles Morales, there are dozens of legacy black heroes who never get the same love. Jace Fox's Batman, completely overshadowed by Bruce Wayne. Tim Drake's Black Robin, Duke Thomas, barely used in main continuity. Still, rarely gets a solo story. Miles worked because his writers gave him a unique personality, a different background, and deep emotional stakes. But most legacy black heroes don't get the same level of care. 3. The stereotype trap, how black heroes are written poorly. But even when black superheroes are original characters, they often fall into lazy stereotypes. 1. The street-level crime fighter trope. Many black superheroes are always tied to crime, gangs, or the hood. Luke Cage, a bulletproof man from Harlem. Black Lightning, a teacher turned vigilante fighting crime in his community. Static, a teenager dealing with gang violence and drugs. Meanwhile, white superheroes get to be cosmic warriors, billionaires, and gods. Thor fights intergalactic threats. Superman saves the entire planet. Doctor Strange battles mystical forces. Why do black heroes always have to be realistic or gritty? It limits their storytelling potential. 4. Who's writing these stories? The white lens on black heroes. A big reason black superheroes feel inauthentic is because most were created by white writers. Black Panther, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Falcon, created by Stan Lee and Gene Colan. Luke Cage, created by Archie Goodwin and John Romita Sr. This led to cringe dialogue, sweet Christmas, forced slang that sounds outdated, a lack of deep cultural understanding. This is why black writers like Dwayne McDuffie, Christopher Priest, and Reginald Hudlin were game changers. They brought authenticity and depth to black superheroes. Conclusion: the future of black superheroes. The problem isn't that black superheroes can't be great, it's that they haven't always been given the creative care that white heroes get. The solution: more black writers, more unique stories, more originality. This is a huge topic with so many layers, and I know everyone has their own thoughts on it. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think black superheroes are written poorly? Which black superheroes do you think break the mold? What's one black superhero story that truly impressed you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this discussion going. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video to help it reach more people. Subscribe to African Reads Comics for more in-depth breakdowns. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.